Okay, now I'm going to walk you through some PowerSchool stuff. Okay? Now, what's great about PowerSchool is it tells you everything. What's bad about PowerSchool is that it tells you everything at once. Okay? So this is my son's page from when he was at Hinkle Creek last year, and I just kind of want to kind of walk you through it. Okay? So if you first log in, this is essentially what you're going to see. Now, if they ever forget what their student ID is, right there. If by chance you are watching them at practice and you're at school and you want to not use your data, okay, you could always sign in using their student ID and their network password. Okay, so that's a good thing to do. It's either that or the student ID or it's the email. But anyway, there's their network password to get on the Wi-Fi in case you need it. What we're going to focus on are grades. So you're going to click on that. Yep, that's what you click on, and it should take you to a page that probably looks like this, without the colors, okay? Bam, I couldn't show you this because that would be a student schedule, but I just want to kind of break down what each part is so you're clear. First of all, this on the left side, if you look at these just tell you the period. So it's broken down, they're in 6th grade, so it starts with a 6. And there are actually 6 periods in the day. So 6th grade does their specials or DAs in the afternoon. So their first 4 classes, the core classes, will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. For 6th grade, 5 and 6 will be pretty much their DAs. Now, maybe they're in a math lab or a language arts lab, so they'll have 2 6.5s. They'll have a 6.5 A and B. Okay, that just means that that's what they'll do on one day and that's what they'll do on another day. Now, if you want to know what these classes are called, you just move over a little bit, and it not only, in blue here, has the class name, but it also has the teacher name and the teacher email there. So you can always click on that if you want to contact the teacher specifically. Now, let's go over a little bit. Now, we have a whole lot of columns and not a lot of information in the columns. Let's look at the bottom and work our way up. So first of all, this right here, SLT, there will never ever be a grade given for SLT. So that's why that's there. If their DA class is only for 9 weeks, then they're going to have a grade right there in this first column for Q1. Okay? Otherwise, they're going to have not going to have a grade for Q1. They're going to have a grade for S1. That's semester 1. Okay? And it could be anything. It could be 100 or an 80 or a 70 or a 93. Whatever it is, the grades will be here. Now, for now, ignore this whole area. Don't worry about that. Oh, and we got absences and stuff over here if you need to keep track of that. Now, if you click on one of the grades, it's going to give you a lot more information, okay? So I'm going to kind of take you to 2 screens where it could, what it could look like, okay? So if you click on grades, you could get this. Now, here's a couple of pieces of information about this. We're going to talk about the top here in a few minutes, so ignore that for now. Right now, we're just looking down here. So here is the basics. Each thing here is information about the classes, about the assignments. These, let me use a different color, are the assignment names. And these are the scores and different codes of the assignment, okay? Now, I'm going to show you another screen that has everything kind of color-coded so you can see it, but it could be confusing if you don't know what to expect. So I made a wonderful little color code thing for you to see. So basically, in math, for example, we mainly have 2 categories. We have an assessment category and then a homework classwork category. And this just lets you know what's what. Now, these are the assignment names. Now, the assignment names are important because what they look like in PowerSchool are pretty much going to be what they're called in Canvas. So you never go to Canvas really for grades, you go to PowerSchool for grades. But then if you need to redo an assignment, you now know what the assignment name is, and you can look for that assignment in Canvas. Okay? Now, let's move over a little bit, and let's look up here. Whenever you click on a box over here, it gives you some information about it. It says what their letter grade is for that one assignment, not what their overall letter grade is. It tells you what that is in percent, and it tells you how many points they got versus how many points there are total. Okay? And those are the pieces for that. Now we're going to look at this purple section. Let me erase things a little bit so you can see it. Now, if you have a green check mark as an assignment, like this one right here, that means the teacher has collected it but hasn't graded it yet. Now, if you see this orange box, that means it's missing, and it's going to get a 0 until it's turned in. Then, if you see a red box, that means the assignment is late. But don't worry, I mean, they're not going to be penalized for late work, but we just want you to know that it is late. And then finally, there's no score here. If there's no score there, it just pretty much means we haven't either collected it yet, and that's pretty much it. So maybe we put an assignment in advance, and we just haven't collected and graded it yet. And that's what that means. And finally, you may have a purple slash. A purple slash means it's exempted and will not affect the grade at all. But Mr. Schneider, why would they even have that? Well, if a student does, for example, a makeup assignment, I may put that makeup assignment as an assignment name, and if your student didn't do it, I don't want it to affect them. So I put the exempt sign so they don't have to worry about it. Or maybe I assign some work and one class gets to it, but the other class we don't get it time to cover it. Well, then I'll just exempt that class that didn't have time to cover it. Okay? So now, let's look at another view. Actually, no, we're going to look at this part here that I crossed off. So, here's the basics. The course is the class name. Teacher name, is right here. Expression, don't even worry about it. And now it says final grade, but what that means is just it's the current grade in the class. Now, teacher comments are not typically used, so I wouldn't worry about that. But section description is big. This kind of tells you information about the course and how things are weighted. For example, in math, assessments are 75% of the grade. And classwork, homework is 25% of the grade. So that lets you know maybe what you need to focus on. Okay? Now, there's another view you could have of assignments. Now, I'm taking this from a social studies class from Miss McFadden. Now, if you notice, it's basically the same thing. We have the assignment categories. We have the names of the assignments. And now, instead of having a little box next to the score, this is where all the flags could be. So maybe here's an orange, and maybe here's a red. Okay? So it's just the indicators of missing, exempt, late, whatever. This tells you the last time that we updated those grades. And then we have the score of each assignment, the percent value of that assignment. So if they got a 90, that's an A, or a 90%. If they got if they got like maybe a 9 out of 10 here, that would be a 90% or an A. Okay? And what's cool is a lot of teachers, math doesn't do this, but social studies, science, they do this. You can always click view on any assignment. Now, what does view do? If you click view, for example, on map of Greece, it would show up, it would tell you the name of the assignment, the category, and it'll say it's completed in class, how to get additional copies. This gives you more information about the assignment. Maybe has a redone been attempted? Is a redo even allowed? That kind of information would be under view. Okay, and that's the basic tour of PowerSchool. Let me know how else I can help you.